Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Wednesday the 27th of May. So starting off looking at the euro dollar, and well, we've ended up with a bullish pivot swing sitting there on the daily bars there. Now we're at a key level here. I left this point in here at the 1.1, quite a key level. It's been holding price pretty much over the last few weeks when we've seen these highs here, and it seems to be doing the same at the moment. We still haven't even hit that daily 200 yet. It may still switch around, but certainly we're sort of back into those sort of key levels. A break of this level and that move through that 200 could see, well, certainly a break of the prior high there will give us the higher low and a more significant higher low, and perhaps we'll start breaking out of this this sort of resistance here. Looking at shorter time frames here, where we've rolled right over back towards the 4-hourly 8. It's not that far away from the 21, etc. Now this morning, looking at as we progress from here, a break of the move, this well, bullish flag sort of pattern really, although it looks like it's starting to roll over a little too much. But a break of these highs here could see us pushing back towards yesterday's highs, and as I said, really looking towards that 200, the daily 200, etc. And a more significant shove really. Failure of that would be really closing below this 60-minute 34, but at the moment we'll see. It's just a bit of patience needed there for this morning. The pound. So the pound, it's confirmed a short-term higher low. It's closed above the 50, the 30, 21, etc. First time for a while it's actually closed up there, but still having a bit of a retrace as I speak, and the same sort of price action. You look at it, it's just air kissed that 4-hourly 200, come back towards its 8. Bull flaggish territory still here, similarish to the euro. Daily pivot sitting below there, which may yet be a draw. Again, I would be looking, if I was looking to get bullish, would be looking at drawing the trend line above the highs there and see if we can get some sort of break of that, but at the moment it's a patience game. Dollar yen we saw move initially as a sort of as the risk was coming back on. We saw the yen move the opposite way. It sort of recovered itself yesterday. It's still really in a very tight range. It's sitting on its daily 21 here, and it may just sort of continue to operate in this, as I say, this tight range. It's not really showing anything here that suggests it's going to sort of do too much. It's consolidated around this phase overnight. It's probably reacting a little bit to the potential sanctions or whatever Trump's going to do re Hong Kong, but these things are starting to get washed out in the market a lot more. So risk on, risk off. Well, it's at the moment, like the euro and the pound, it looks like maybe it's got a little downside to run potentially. It's already hit the daily pivot though, and again here looking for the longer side on the yen, dollar yen shorter side, of course, would be looking at a break of the lows here, but we'll see how we run. Aussie dollar. Aussie's been my firm favourite in the upside stakes, and it's continued to push. It's finally caught that daily 200, closed just above it, stalled around the sort of level, and again similarish sort of flag, but perhaps not so deep in terms of retracements. So it's just consolidated around this phase. I would like to see it obviously come down, tick that daily pivot off, because so long as it's not touched, it's risks that it would be drawn towards it. But a break of the highs there again would be a signal for maybe some continuation of this cheer that we're seeing in the markets, this risk on patterns. Finally, the Canadian dollar. Good solid day yesterday, down towards its monthly S1 there. It's the biggest day we've had for quite some time there with the Canadian dollar. If you look through here, solid old days, good solid momentum there. Okay, like the other markets here, just consolidating at this phase. It's just not pulled back as far as the others. Obviously this is inverted, but it's not pulled back quite so far there, which suggests, well, a break of the lows here. It may just roll a bit earlier. Certainly seeing strength there, which obviously moves me across to oil, which I'm just going to watch quickly on the hourly basis. The oil seems to have come to a bit of a stalling factor here. Yesterday it did have a bit of a retrace back and got a shove on again, but we just got to watch the timings of this. If you're going to be trying to trade it intraday, it may be just worth waiting till about 2 o'clock when we get a bit more sense out of the market sometime. Looking at the moment, well, it's not really giving me too many clues here. It's just maybe it's if you can sit there, it may still have further upside. The more we see countries talking about going back, the more likely they'll increase the demand for oil and see the prices easing their way up there. Finally, S&Ps. So the S&P's breaking out through that 200 I talked about yesterday, finally broken that. Again, didn't manage to close above it, but it has moved above it, and the joy seems to be sitting there. Although it looks like it's almost diverging over the high here. Let's have a look at the RSI. Yeah, sort of a bit of divergence kicking around maybe over these highs here, but we may just see a sort of a short-term retracement. We just look at what's happening, but actually, I'm saying that, and you look at the 60-minute, and it's already pulled back, and it looks like that's almost ready to another push. It hasn't quite actually made a new high there, so not actually really diverging, but it just looked a bit soft on that. But it does now, as I'm looking at it, look like the equity market equity markets may continue pushing up if they're led by the S&Ps. Okay, news-wise today, we've got the ECB President speaking at 8:30 this morning, and that's it. So President Lagarde will be speaking at, as I say, 8:30, and that's it for the day. So have a great one. Bye for now.